Hello everyone, this is GapCat242, and here is my review on the Fire and Ice 1/12 scale from Icon Collectibles, and this is from Frazetta Girls, and this is the Teegra figure. So this was something that I was on the fence about picking up because it was pricey. This was, I believe it was like 70 bucks, and a bit much for a 6-inch scale figure, but considering it's had a very limited run, I want to get my hands on it, and also I'm a fan of Frank Frazetta's artwork, and so here it is. So pretty nice artwork on the box. I'm probably going to hold on to this because this looked really nice. And then take a look at the back. So you can see here, you get the figure, you get that Black Panther. Panther has an alternate head. She has a bit of movable clothing, couple weapons, interchangeable hands, 2 interchangeable heads, and her hair is interchangeable. So I'm gonna open this up and let's see if she was worth it. So nice display here again. So now I'm gonna take a look at the figure itself. Okay, so here is Teegra with her knife and then her Black Panther accessory. So she's about 6 inches tall, and while this is a nicely sculpted figure, there were some things I felt were missing, which I'm used to in most 6-inch scale figures. Now granted, this was made by a smaller company, so that's why certain things are not going to be there. So I do appreciate what they were going for, but at the same time, I do wonder, like, where did that $70 price tag go? But I also do know that they have to license this in order to make this, so I just feel like there's like a lot of things that went to certain places, but I feel like there were a good amount of accessories that came with this figure. So let's take a look at Teegra. So I gotta say, a very nice sculpt on her, and for some reason it reminds me a lot of those, I would say, like late 90s, early 2000s McFarlane figures when they started becoming more like statues, but this is more articulated. And getting into that, so the articulation is going to be a little bit minimum compared to other figure lines like Star Wars Black Series or Marvel Legends. So one thing I noticed right away, she does not have a bicep swivel at all. So then also too, I noticed that the arms, they just come off like that. When I first opened her, I thought I broke this, and I thought, damn it, I just spent 70 bucks on this, but no, it's just prone to popping off like that. So I wish they would have did another way of having the arms on. And also there was a single joint in the elbow. I'm okay with that. Got a wrist joint with the hinge. That's always good. There is a ball joint in the torso, but no ab crunch, so you can do that. Legs are a very large ball joint, and I'm going to mention an issue with that. Single joints in the knees. This is where I think the double joints would have came very much useful. And ankle pivot. So that's good. So as I mentioned before with the arms, so if you position the arms a little too high, or if you're just trying to raise them up, yeah, they're gonna pop off. So that's unfortunate about that. But she does hold her knife pretty well. But as for posing her, now this is one issue I noticed right away. So if you're going to like take photos of her, so if you're gonna like have her running or sitting, so if you put her legs up or even just sitting, okay, that looks okay, but then from behind you're gonna get this large amount of gappage. So I wish they would have designed that a little better on the figure, so you're gonna have to really work with it when you're taking photos with this figure. So let's take a look at her accessories. So let's put her to the side for now. So she comes with this knife, nicely detailed. Comes with a spear. It's a little flimsy. I feel like if you're not careful with this, it's gonna break if you're not careful. This little branch, don't know why, but it's an accessory. And she has two other alternate heads, so she has a calm face and I guess a very cheerful face. And then the interchangeable hairpiece. And actually, let's demonstrate how that works. So you just pop off the hair, like so. So there's a little hole right there, and there's a small peg, if you can see that. So just pop that off, pop the head on. It's so hard to do on camera. Okay. And then, yeah, so there you go. And the hands are pretty easy to put on as, oh, that's right. So she also comes with a pair of interchangeable hands. So she has an open hand, and then I guess a hand for almost holding. And then this one I imagine for the spear, and then also the other holding hand. Now, one thing I noticed, the pegs on these are really small. Like at times I feel like if you switch them out too much, they might break. But that's just one thing you gotta be aware of if you get this figure. But she does hold her weapons pretty nice, so let's put the spear in her hand. So yeah, that's pretty good. And so far she stands pretty okay. You have to kind of, there we go, work with her. And then the other accessory, she has this Black Panther. Now, unfortunately, there's really no articulation. It's basically a static accessory. There is a little bit of movement in the tail. There is a interchangeable head on the Panther. So there's like a regular face, and then this is a one with a articulated jaw. I had a kind of issue getting this on and off. Supposed to just pop it on, but I'm just afraid of breaking that, so I just kind of let it rest right there. Oh, and then the last accessory she comes with is her clothing. So she comes with this little skirt piece and this top. So if you want to just pop the head off, if I can do this. Oh, gotta pop the hair off. I always forget about that. So yeah, just pop that. And then the skirt piece. Hopefully this is not too boring right now. Okay, actually got that on pretty okay. Okay, so I got both of those on. So yeah, that's what she looks like with the two optional clothing parts. So you can have her displayed like that if you want. Me, I'm not gonna utilize it, but it is nice. But one thing I will point out, that this material, while it is made of a very flexible string, if you're not careful, that could break over time. And this seems to be made of a very flexible plastic, but I feel like it could degrade over time. But I'm probably not going to have it on display. So as for the figure itself, so was she worth the 70 bucks? I guess, but me being a fan of Frank Franzetta's art, I had to get this figure because a while back when I checked, she was sold out, and then when she was available again, I just pulled the trigger, ordered her. But if you're a fan of Frank Frazetta, or even just fantasy type figures in general, she's probably a must get. There are some issues with articulation, and also her arms are prone to popping off. But for the most part, I like the figure. Good amount of accessories. I think she would fit in pretty good with your Mystic Legion figures and other type of fantasy figures in general. But that's my review on the Teegra figure. Feel free to leave some comments down below. Tell me what you think. Was she worth it? And thanks for watching.